with Pat Dean, not the same type of stuff that he had back in May. You talked about that in the pregame conversation.
Yeah, we threw him out there in a tough environment. Hadn't had a start up here in quite a while. And, he was around the plate. He threw a lot of pitches that were just missing, which, caused him to have to come in there a little bit. I think, the 2 home runs in the second, both on 3-ball counts where he had to throw strikes and they didn't miss him. I thought the 0-2 hit was a big hit in that inning before the 3-run homer when we had Upton behind and he fought off a pitch. But, it's just one of those things. He's got to learn to, I think, continue to trust that he has to change speeds a little bit more. A lot of things coming in there around the same speed, even with the cutter and the fastball. So I just told him when he was done, I said that you just got to absorb these things and try to learn from them, try to make yourself better.
The guys certainly battled. They put 8 runs on the board, not the result you wanted. I know you've got a taxed bullpen right now, but is there a silver lining?
I don't look for those too often. I think we stayed with the game for the most part. It's tough when you give up 15, lose by a touchdown, so to speak. But we had a lot of guys, have good at-bats, even till the end, good approaches for some guys. But, at one point when we got to 6-5, we had the tie and go-ahead runs out there. We couldn't get a hit to get us over the hump, so kind of changed who might come in various situations. And obviously, other than Albers, who I thought threw well. Some of those guys had a tough night. It was good to see Wimmers get in there, his first appearance. Did a nice job of getting through the 8th with a 1-2-3 inning and a couple strikeouts.
Goes without saying you're going to need something special tomorrow from Ervin Santana, and you've been getting that lately.
I don't think Ervin's going to change what he does. You talk about a young guy like Pat without a lot of experience, and how coming in here it's hard to just be the same guy. Ervin doesn't seem to change environment to environment and team to team. He knows these guys can swing. He's faced them. They got a nice environment going on up here in the Sky Dome these days. But hopefully he can hold it down and we can have another good offensive day.
You had a team meeting before the game. Would you have liked to see more of a response, or is that nothing related?
I told them that it's not a matter of me trying to convince them how many games we can win. I just talked about what was left on the table here over the last 35 games, and you can choose which way you want to go and what you're going to do during those 35 games. So some people might say a manager's choice to have a meeting. You should, trust your timing a little bit, but it's just one of those things where it's not like you think you're going to go out there and all of a sudden it's going to change the course of one game, but you're looking for guys to just step up and take the challenge head on, or whatever we have to face here over the last 5-6 weeks.
The fact that all the home runs came with runners on base, that has got to be, was it a sign that pitchers are giving in a little bit with guys on base?
I'd have to think through, because there was more than a couple. Again, the 3-run homer was 3-1. Donaldson's was 3-2. Just counts where, if you leave it somewhere where these guys can get extended, they got a chance to hit it out of the park. We got behind, I know, on Martin there at the end of the game, and the one that Barney hit out looked like it kind of got in on him a little bit, but he got the barrel there, so that was